stop comparing yourself. Each one of us is indirectly unique, but we're also part of many, right? Because whatever, thousands of people have gone into each one of us if you track us far enough back, right? Two grandparents, eight great grandparents, blah, 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 blah. But, at the end of the day, you have a unique moment in time because all the pieces that go into you now, right? Not talking about your social inputs, just put social media on the side, even though, of course, you're engaging with this on social media, irony. But, my recommendation here is you don't find happiness outside of yourself, and you do not find happiness comparing yourself to anyone else, right? Don't compare yourself as a dad to other dads. You're your best dad. You can take advice now from partners, and if that advice is useful, well, now we're talking, right? But oftentimes advice comes with what we would call perspective bias, meaning my history both enables me and it biases me to do things, right? I'm always leaning towards, building businesses and and I lean towards operator issues. But that doesn't necessarily work great for, family issues. You need to sit down and give people the space to learn, and that's challenging. But it's being aware of it is the first step of tackling the problem. Where I get concerned is where I start seeing individuals comparing themselves to other individuals where you have no idea how much time that went into that. Example, I've been weight training since, the late 90s, and I have innate muscle memory that, I can gain muscle quickly. I also can get heavy quickly because Italian. But, to compare yourself to anyone is to a farce because for 30 years or so I've been doing this, right? Working out. And so my body and my build is going to look way different than a 20-year-old who's getting started, right? And also each person, specifically speaking about, working out and whatever, each person builds muscle and builds their bodies differently, right? Some people have lean muscle. Some people like me have blocky muscle. But the same is true for the way you look. If you're here, you're perfect and you're beautiful. And that's enough. And if you've gotten this far in this video, you're a top performer on TikTok or YouTube or Insta, or wherever you're watching this. But that's not the point. The point is, don't compare yourself. Because what's the benefit? If you see a certain look you want, oh yeah, that's cool. Basically in the early 2000s, we all wore Abercrombie. Why? I have no idea. But we all kind of look the same. And is that a pro or a con? I don't know, right? Again, perspective biased. Back then in high school, middle school, you're trying to fit in. But then again, in life, you're trying to fit in. It's my joke about, life after high school is high school. So if you're taking advice from other people, make sure that it has your best interest in mind. If you're looking to find inspiration from others, that's totally cool. But if you're comparing yourself to others and feeling bad about it, you gotta stop. There's no benefit. Remember, you're one of many. Talk more tomorrow.